Your device shows full bars. It claims to be connected, yet every single page you try to load times out. This specific error message covers 4 distinct failures. Troubleshooting effectively requires identifying which one is actually blocking your traffic. The wireless link between your device and the router is often perfectly healthy. The break usually happens further down the chain, at the router, the modem, or the provider's line. We're going to use a 60-second diagnostic test to find that break. Grab a second device that uses the same Wi-Fi network, a phone or a laptop, to begin. Working through the hardware in this specific order prevents you from wasting hours changing settings on a device that isn't actually broken. First check. Attempt to load a website on your secondary device while on the same Wi-Fi. If that second device works, the problem is limited to your first device. If both devices fail, you can stop looking at your phone and start looking at the router and modem. Second, if you're on public Wi-Fi, like a hotel or a cafe, visit a plain, non-secure website. This triggers the captive portal login screen that often fails to pop up automatically, but must be cleared before data can flow. Third, disable any active VPN. A stalled VPN tunnel mimics a dead internet connection perfectly. These 3 checks eliminate the majority of guesswork and split your troubleshooting into 2 clear paths, the device or the network. If only one device is offline, leave the router alone. Work through these steps in order and stop the moment you're back online. Restart the device or toggle airplane mode. This clears the stale network states that cause the vast majority of isolated connection drops. If that fails, renew your IP lease. This forces the device to request a fresh, recognized address from the router. On iPhone, you'll find it under the Wi-Fi settings for your network. On Windows, run ipconfig/renew in the terminal. Check that your system date and time are set to automatic. Incorrect system clocks break the security certificates websites use, causing browsers to block the connection entirely. You can also forget and rejoin the network to clear a corrupted profile. For iOS users on older routers, try turning off private Wi-Fi address in that same network menu. Treat reset network settings as the absolute last resort. It is effective, but it wipes every saved Wi-Fi password on your device. By systematically clearing the device's cache and connection profile, you can resolve software miscommunications without affecting anyone else on the network. If every device in the house is offline, the issue sits with the hardware or the provider's line. Unplug both the modem and router and wait 30 seconds. This fully discharges the capacitors for a true reset. Next, plug in the modem first and wait for its lights to settle. Then plug in the router. Simultaneous reboots prevent them from handshaking correctly. Look at the router's Internet or WAN indicator light. If it's red or amber while the Wi-Fi light is green, the router is confirming it has no connection to your provider. Manually inspect the cable running from the wall to the router's WAN port. A cable that has vibrated loose will produce this exact symptom. Switch your phone to cellular data and check a service like Down Detector or your provider's app. If there is a neighborhood outage, no amount of local troubleshooting will help. When an external outage is confirmed, stop adjusting your settings. Further troubleshooting only adds variables you'll have to fix once the provider restores service. Watch for one specific symptom. Smartphone apps update perfectly, but web browsers hang on a looking up or resolving host message. This indicates a DNS failure. The physical connection is healthy, but the digital phone book that translates website names into numeric addresses has stopped responding. You can bypass your provider's DNS by manually entering public servers, like Google's 8.8.8.8 or Cloudflare's 1.1.1.1, into your network settings. Manually selecting these alternative paths avoids the specific server bottleneck that was blocking your web traffic. Your connection should now be restored, or you have identified an external outage that simply requires patience. For recurring weekly dropouts, check for router firmware updates and try changing your Wi-Fi channel, especially the 2.4 GHz band if you live in a crowded apartment building. Physical hardware also has a lifespan. Routers older than 5 years, or those kept in poorly ventilated cabinets, will eventually throttle and drop connections due to heat and component wear. Using a strict diagnostic flowchart turns a night-long struggle into a 5-minute check. Like and subscribe if this helped you get back online, and share this with the person in your house who usually handles tech support.